The following is an analysis of the themes and meaning found in the brilliant story of Fate Stay Night and Limited Blade Works. We will get right into it without any superficial explanation of the story, so this video really is just meant for those who have already seen the series. If you haven't yet yourself, please don't drop yourself of all enjoyment by seeing all the major spoilers I'm about to get into. To start things off, we will explore in what way the Ainsburns serve as a parallel to the story of Emiya. The discarded homunculi say that they are mere tools created to serve the purpose of acquiring the Grail, much like Archer compares his life to that of a machine, and himself to a mere tool to safeguard humanity as a counter-guardian. Furthermore, the homunculi claim that they have never known happiness, which is much like Shirou, who doesn't really find joy in anything he does. Thirdly, the homunculi claim that if Ilias Veal fails to win the Grail, then all of their lives and suffering would have been for nothing, at which point they will give up entirely. Sadly, this is exactly what happens. This is the same stance Archer takes. He realizes he will never achieve his ideal, and therefore gives up on it. However, just because the Ainsburns failed to reach their goal, contrary to what the homunculi themselves believe, their lives and creations still had value, just for a different reason than for achieving the goal they had devoted themselves to. Of all people, it is Gilgamesh who praises the homunculi for being much purer than humans are.
魔術師どもも学ばぬな。道具に人の心をつけるなという。所詮人間ではお前たちの純粋さに報いられん。
Gilgamesh himself is the perfect foil to Shirou. Shirou wants to save everyone, while Gilgamesh wants to kill everyone. Gilgamesh only values himself, while Shirou only values others. Archer Emiya and Gilgamesh call Shirou's wish a fake because he has copied his ideal from Kiritsugu. It therefore makes sense that the only magic Shirou can do is make copies. Shirou's endless and relentless pursuit of his ideal, which is to become a hero of justice and to save everyone in front of him, is in itself heroic. Perseverance is often related to heroism in this series. This is also shown by the words and actions of the other heroic spirits. Berserker's noble phantasm lets him return from the dead 12 times, and he even goes beyond this and returns for a 13th time. Lancer stands up to defeat evil even after he has been dealt a fatal blow, saying, Both Shirou and Archer despise killing others. Shirou despises it so much he cannot accept Archer as his future self. While likewise, Archer despises killing so much he wants to kill his younger self to undo his fate of becoming a killer. In contrast to the hard utilitarianism of Kiritsugu, this absolute condemnation of an action as being evil regardless of the unbalanced outcome is a very deontological way of thinking. Shirou's ideal has led Archer to do things that are unquestionably evil, that ought to be regretted, so Archer's desire to erase his mistakes is absolutely justified. Though at the same time, as Shirou says, the ideal of wanting to save everyone is good and beautiful in and of itself. Believing something other than happiness can be good in and of itself is also a very deontological concept. It is absolutely incredible to see how the undeniable beauty of the ideal is compared with the undeniable evil of what Shirou's pursuit of that ideal will lead to. Though Archer's regret over his actions is right, pursuing the ideal in and of itself can at the same time never be wrong. A beautiful apparent paradox. Archer therefore comes to realize that in spite of his regret, it would be wrong to kill Shirou simply for being committed to following this ideal. Even though it means Archer's sins will never be washed away, even though it means Shirou is doomed to the same fate, the current version of Shirou has done nothing wrong at this point, and killing him simply for following this particular ideal would be wrong. If Archer were to kill Shirou, the One, to prevent the deaths of those he will kill in the future, the Many, he would be making the same mistake he regrets so much once again. In spite of his bitterness and self-hatred, at the very end, Archer is in awe of Shirou's relentless wholehearted pursuit of such a beautiful ideal.
ひどい話だ。古い鏡を見せられている。こういう男がいたのだったな。
Archer laments the fact that he has never once been able to fulfill his ideal of saving everyone in front of him. He tells Shirou that his hypocritical ideal will never be able to save anyone. After all, from Archer's perspective, all he has ever done was kill people. However, in the end, Archer sacrifices himself by pushing Shirou away from Gilgamesh's attack, after which Gilgamesh remarks,
他人を救う余裕があったとはな。
This means that at the very end, Emiya was able to fulfill his ideal after all, by purely saving a life without taking another.
それでも誰かを、窮地にある誰かを救えるのなら、それでいいと思った。
The irony being it is himself whom he saves, thereby further affirming Archer's belief that Shirou should live on to pursue his ideal after all. Because the message of the series is that even if the ideal did not originate within yourself, even if valuing others above yourself is hypocritical, and even though you might end up cursing the outcome, if the outcome is the result of following an unquestionably good ideal, then there is nothing really to regret, since there was already meaning in the pursuit of it alone. Earlier in the series, Archer says that Shirou's ideal is meaningless, and that his life has absolutely no value. However, in the end we see that the opposite is true. The series shows us that even if you will never be happy, even if the rest of your life is filled with failure and regret, if you pursue an ideal beautiful and pure enough, you will have lived a life well lived.
だがそれでも、俺は間違えてなどいなかった。
Can there be anything more reassuring than that? Essentially, the only thing you have to do is choose the greatest and purest ideal you can imagine, and then aim for it.